ever there was a recipe that you hoped would work well with the air fryer, it's got to be KFC, isn't it? Southern fried chicken, it's the best fried food. And if you like KFC, you know what I'm talking about. Now this recipe works in the air fryer. Okay, now I love the air fryer. I use it for a number of different things. I even use it for reheating certain things. It's so versatile, and it adds that little dimension that you don't quite get in the oven, and it allows us to do little fried things without putting the smell of whatever you're cooking throughout the house that you would have in the pan or in the deep fat fryer. It is really, really good. And I made chips the other day, that's on the channel. What you'll notice is that I do use a little bit more oil than probably most people use in the air fryer, because they feel like they want to use the air fryer as a really healthy machine and take it all the way to the next level. But there's a space in the middle where you can use a little bit more oil than nothing, like a lot of people do with the air fryer, or just like a tiny little teaspoon. Okay, and by doing these tricks that I do, you get fantastic results without all the smells and all the other stuff that you get. So KFC, let's cook. Nice one, chicken lover. So for this finger licking chicken, you're going to need one or two ingredients. Obviously you're going to need some chicken. If you're a G like me, you're going to want it on the bone. You're going to need a couple of eggs, some flour, and you're going to need a variety of spices. Okay, so we've got thyme, basil, oregano, ground white pepper, ground ginger, smoked paprika, garlic, and onion granules. We've got regular salt and pepper, and we've got some mustard powder. So that's the ingredients to make this top-notch KFC. But if you didn't want to go for all of these, I think that you could do a stripped down version just using the oregano, probably paprika, and your salt and pepper. Okay, obviously the eggs and the chicken. Right, so let's start putting this bad boy together. So we're going to need 3 or 4 tablespoons of flour into a decent sized bowl, half a teaspoon of the onion powder, the next one's the garlic, so about the same of that. Then we've got the smoked paprika, obviously loads of that, so a massive heaped teaspoon or 2 teaspoons. Ground ginger, this can be pretty potent, but you can put in half a teaspoon. There's so many flavours going on there, it probably won't be overpowering. Half a teaspoon of thyme. Then we go on for the other herbs. We've got basil there, so we're throwing in a heaped teaspoon of that. And then the oregano, even more of that, so you can get away with a lot. Works really, really well. Then we've got the ground white pepper, so half a teaspoon of that, one of my favourite flavours. Then we're going to go with half a teaspoon of mustard powder. You could put in more mustard powder if that's your preference. Then you've got the ground, freshly ground black pepper. Literally as much as you want, You count the turns there, probably 15 or 20, I guess. They want some salt. You don't have to go too crazy here, because the truth of the matter is that we have got a hell of a lot of flavourings going on. Then just get your little whisk or your fork and just mix it so it's all mixed up together. Now you would want to have washed your chicken, obviously, patted it dry, but we need a little bit of lube on this chicken so we can get some of the flour on it to start with. So just put in some oil, any oil that you prefer. This is a rapeseed oil, so just coat the chicken in the oil, and then you get your breading station up and running. You can see we've got our breading mix and we've got our egg to the left hand side. So stick it in the bowl and try and coat it, and you'll see here that I made a bit of a mistake here with the size of my egg bowl. I could have done with 2 of the same size, and the live audio recording of this is not suitable to be transmitted because I was effing all over the place, having chosen the wrong bowl, but there you go. Now you want to try and attempt to use a technique where you have one wet hand and one dry hand. Try not to contaminate them, because then it just makes it easier. You don't get clumps of, you know, wasted breading in your egg mix, and vice versa. Okay, so it just makes it a bit more efficient, and you want to just keep doing this because the chicken will, the egg will absorb it and it will get wetter. So you just want to keep going until it's dry. See, that's the second piece. It was a bit smaller thigh, and you know, just keep going until the chicken is fully coated, because that's what's going to bring the flavour. And you know this is going to be good. So just keep coating, keep patting it down, keep compacting it. You want as much of this flavour on your chicken, and then just rinse and repeat until essentially all your chicken is done. Okay, and essentially this is what it's going to look like. So you can see that some of the areas have actually started to the egg has started to come through. Okay, so you can see how much that happens. So now it's the cooking. We're using the air fry. See, I'm using a Ninja, and I just threw in about 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil, and I'm setting this up for 20 minutes, 200 degrees, and just start. As I say, some people wouldn't put too much oil in, but I like the oil because we're frying this stuff, man. So you do it. You want to cook that for 2 or 3 minutes until the oil's hot, and then throw in your chicken into the pan, and then get some spray oil as well. As I say, and coat the top, because so it gets a little bit of oil. You're not going to be able to get too much with these spray things, but a little bit, so that when it swirls around the heat in the air fryer, it does start to crisp that. We obviously are going to turn it, but you can see now it's actually looking. And after about 2 or 3 minutes, just take it out and just spray any parts of the breading that are still white, okay, because that didn't have any oil or whatever. The oil hasn't come out of the chicken. So then, after about 10-12 minutes, start turning them over, and you'll see, obviously, because the oil's at the bottom and the oil that's come out of the chicken, it's a lot more juicy. The coating's a lot more juicy underneath. So just turn that around, and you'll get that evenness all the way through. And then once it's done, take a look at it. You look how amazing that looks. It looks juicy. It looks cooked. Now, the finishing touch here is to just stick it back in the air fryer with no heat, not timing, just for 5 minutes, just to let it rest. And then here we go, ladies and gents. We've got some KFC from the air fryer. That is as good as it gets. Mouth watering. You know it. All right, people. So we made the KFC, and mates, look at that. I mean, that is fantastic. I mean, that looks like KFC. It smells exactly like KFC, man. Look at the drummer. What? You just know that is going to be good. So 20 minutes in the air fryer, cooked all the way through, crispy, a little bit greasy. You could have patted this dry if you wanted, but come on, this is KFC. So let's have a little taste. If the camera focuses in, you might be able to see literally how juicy it is, and the fact that it's going all over my floor. But that's fantastic. That is so tasty. It's like KFC. It's well worth doing. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think, and subscribe, because there's going to be loads more videos just like this. See you later, guys. Finger licking.